Without a doubt, my favorite quizzing tool, my favorite paperless submission option is Google Forms. It's so powerful and so simple to use. Um, it's it's just been my go-to for a long time for any kind of, actually for quizzing of course, but also for collecting data of any kind. I'm always making Google Forms for different reasons. Let me show you around on this. The idea here is that we have to find a way to be paperless. We have to find a way to communicate out to our students during this season with the virus happening and all this in a way that I can find out if the students are really doing the work that I've been sending home. I can find out if they're really gaining the knowledge that we're trying to get them to. Basically, I'm checking for understanding. I'm checking for mastery of these standards. And I know that can be extremely difficult, and I think Google Forms could be part of that solution. So here I'm in my Google Drive. I'm going to click New, top left, come down here, More, and then Forms. Give the form a name. This is my demo form. And then questions. I can do multiple choice questions. I can turn this on to be required or not. If I drop that down, maybe multiple choice is not really what I'm looking for. I want to do like a constructed response question. Sure, you can do those in the form of a short answer, a paragraph. Other options would be checkboxes, which are similar to multiple choice, only there's multiple correct answers. I can set that to be a drop down where I have to give them the options and they drop down the menu to select the correct one. I did a video on file upload. I can show you that very quickly too. Basically, they would upload a file that maybe is something from their computer that they've done, a photograph that they've taken, maybe sent home a worksheet, and they're going to take a picture of that and upload that. You can do scales, date and time, various different kinds of questions. You can also add an image to the question. Maybe you're going to show them 4 different angles and ask them which of these is an acute angle. You know, you can do that here. Let me show you this up in the top right hand corner in the gear icon. I can set a few settings here. Collect email addresses so that the student's email address or their name is associated with that submission. I can limit the response to 1. If you're in a situation where you want this to be, I'm going to check your knowledge on this. You're only going to be allowed to take the quiz 1 time. I can set that. Do I want them to be able to edit their responses after they've submitted? I can choose that to be toggled on and off. Under presentation, do you want to have 10 questions and at the bottom it shows a little progress bar? You've completed 3 out of 10. You can turn that on and off. Shuffle question order I think might be handy if you're in a situation where you want all the students to have the same 10 questions, but they're going to be in different order. So it's going to kind of curb a little bit of academic dishonesty. You can toggle that feature on and off. And then also, let me show you quizzes. If I toggle this switch on, then I get a little bit more functionality here. But I also have the option on my multiple choice questions. Let me change this to multiple choice. I also have the option to do an answer key and key in the correct answer so that I don't have to grade that on my end. If it's multiple choice, true, false, or something that has a clear right, wrong, I can set the answer key and then Google Forms will grade that for me. If you're going to do something that's constructed response, obviously that would need to be human scored, but to have that feature built in, at least for the multiple choice and true false and those types of questions, it's really nice to be able to program in the answer key. Last thing that I want to show you is not something that I fool with very often, but I know there's a lot of teachers that like to do some customization here, and that is to change up the theme. So the default theme is this kind of purpley looking thing. If I have a photograph that I want to make as the banner, or excuse me, as the header, I can upload a header here. There are some that are built in here that are pretty nice. Like let's say you have a chemistry lesson. I think that, would be a good fit. And then it'll also change up the color scheme to match the header that you have. And it's nice. It's a little customization thing that is sometimes dresses up the aesthetics of it a little bit for kids, which is nice. And then once I have the quiz set the way I want it to go, I'm going to hit send. And I can either send it through email in a distribution list that I have. I can also just copy the link and send it out to my students. And then the responses, as students answer these questions, it's going to come back here in a summary form, so I can see a summary. On question number 1, 7 out of 15 people chose answer choice A. On question number 2, 10 out of 10 people chose answer choice B, and you'll see that in the summary. But you can also hit this button and download a spreadsheet that shows the submission for each individual child. So you can then take that spreadsheet and map that over to your gradebook. So Google Forms is obviously, my favorite platform for online quizzing and just for data collection in general. I really hope that helps. It's helped me a lot, and if there's anything else that we can do for you, please feel free to reach out to us using my email address, which is josh@trinity3.com. Trinity3.com. Thanks.